Alright, so as you can see, somebody tried to repair this thing. They put the wrong size fuel lines in here. There's not even a filter on the ends of the fuel line, so we're just going to take those out. Now, if yours isn't like that, just take a pair of scissors and cut that. We're going to get the carburetor off of here. These are T20. Then these other two right here are T25. Get the throttle cable loose. And this carburetor is trash. The throttle return on this thing is not working good, as well as the rest of the carburetor, I'm quite sure. Alright, so if that fuel filter is still inside the tank, just reach in there with your finger and try to get a hold of it and pull it through right here, and then grab it with some long-nosed pliers and pull the rest of the line through the side of the tank right here. And if your unit has been sitting for a long time and you've got a bunch of crud inside the tank, you'll have to remove the tank. There's 3 bolts on it. Get that tank out and flush it out with a water hose real good, and then let it dry before you put it back on. So you remember at the beginning of the video when I said that the fuel lines were the wrong size? It gets deeper than that. This genius, we'll call him, or her, that worked on this thing, drilled the hole out because they couldn't figure out how to get the fuel lines through the tank, so he actually did have the right fuel line size in there, but he drilled them out because he couldn't push them in. So anyway, I made these plugs right here to kind of fill up his holes there, and I made some new ones right there. So the trick is, to get that to fit through the smaller hole, is to cut a point on the end of it. Just kind of take a pair of scissors. And do that, and that works every time. So we're going to start with the fuel filter. That's going to be our bottom hole on the fuel tank. So just kind of push that through. And grab it from the inside. And pull. Now we'll just cut it off square. And we'll just slip on our fuel filter. Kind of pull it through and take a measurement. Ultimately, we want it to sit down in here, so I made it a little bit short to accommodate for this. It took a little bit of trial and error, but I did get it to sit down in here. Okay, let's get to the carburetor. Here's the top of our carburetor. We have our high and low screws right here. I'm going to show you how to tweak those a little bit later. This is our return up here at the top, and down here at the bottom is our fuel inlet. Now our fuel inlet is going to connect right to this line that we just ran right here with the fuel filter. Okay, so next let's get a measurement for our bottom fuel line. That's our direct one. Coming from the tank. It's going to come in right about there. We'll just add about another ½ an inch, make sure. Now sometimes those fuel lines can be really tight to get on there, so a lot of times I will add just a little drop of oil on there, and that'll help that slide on there much easier. Alright, let's go ahead and replace our primer ball real quick. Now if you notice here, this has a long and a short nipple, and that short nipple faces the case right here. So that goes just like that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and attach this fuel line to the bottom, to the short nipple, and I'm going to go ahead and attach my longer hose to the top one. Now this top one is our return, which is going to go to the top hole in the tank. This bottom one, this one that I made short right here, attaches to the top of our carburetor, so when we push the primer ball, it'll suck through here, and then the fuel inlet, it'll come in through there. So the suction goes through the carburetor. Okay, so since I don't have any old hoses for sample lengths of the fuel lines, I'm going to have to do this myself and just figure it out. So we've got the bottom short nipple of our primer ball, which is going to go right here, so we're just going to kind of wing it right here. I've kind of set the carburetor up on the plate of the air cleaner. That way we can see what everything's going to look like. All right, so let's go ahead and put our gaskets on. So I have to interrupt this video to show something important about these gaskets. If you see here, one has a larger hole and one has a smaller hole. The one with the larger hole goes on the choke side between the carburetor and the air box. The smaller one goes between the carburetor and the block. We got our first one here. Now there's some holes in these gaskets, but they don't really seem to line up to anything, so I don't think it matters on those. Make sure you don't put your carburetor on upside down. Goes like that. The throttle faces the green case of the housing. Let's put our other gasket on here. Here's a quick overview of the fuel lines. Here's our direct one that goes to the fuel filter, goes in the bottom of the carburetor, goes through the carburetor out the top right here, and that comes over to our short nipple, which faces the case of the air box. Now this one here I've left long, and this is our fuel tank return. This one is going to go to the top hole in the fuel tank. Now it's just a matter of bolting it back on the engine, but I did want to point out that the throttle has two holes in it, and I'm going to use the hole that's on the left, looking at it from the top view, okay? Just like that, if you can see that right there. All right, let's just bolt it back on. Make sure your gaskets don't fall out. So I've ran our fuel tank return over to here. We only need about 1 inch or so sticking inside the tank. So I'm just going to do that. Put another point on it. And pull it inside. All right, that's about it. Let me get some gas in here, and we'll see how she runs, and then I'll adjust the high and low screws. Okay, so I got the old carburetor here, and I wanted to show you what I'm doing before I get started with this. These are your high and low adjustment screws. This one is the high, and it faces the air box, and the low one faces the green case, the green cover of the unit. Now you do need a special screwdriver to adjust these. The kit that I got, I'll leave a link below, came with the right one. You just put that in there and it locks in and you can adjust it right. Okay, so here's your idle screw right here. I'm going to be adjusting that one as well. So right there. So just so you know what I'm doing. Now the low one affects the idle, and the high one, when you pull the throttle wide open, you'll want to adjust that while it's wide open. So that's what I'm doing there, okay? All right, let's go ahead and prime it a couple times. Put this on start. All right, so we got an idle here. I'm on my low adjustment screw. Hear that? Kind of getting real sputtery. Turn it the other way. Got the same thing. So right there in the middle, pretty good sweet spot right there. Well, maybe not. There we go. I'm on the high right now. Here it's slow down. And the idle. That's pretty good. All right, so the way I like to adjust the high speed, is I like to find the peak RPM, and then what I'll do is I'll open it up just slightly to enrich it a little bit. That way it doesn't run too lean. That'll make it run hot. To me, I'd rather sacrifice a couple of hundred RPMs and keep it a little bit cooler. All right, that's just me. Hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for watching.